Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first episode of a Stoic Plays, which is going to be my grab bag series where I'll be playing a whole bunch of different games from a whole bunch of different genres, just one or two episodes at a time. And the first game that I want to look at is a mod, actually, for Mount & Blade Warband, and it is referred to as Suvarnabhumi Mahayuth. And it is set in Southeast Asia during, I believe, the 16th century. Yes, it says down here, August 27th, 1543. And you might be thinking, wow, Marcus, Southeast Asia doesn't really sound like your kind of thing, what with the Byzantine, everything else. And you'd be absolutely right. There's absolutely no reason why I would like this mod, and yet I absolutely love the hell out of it. And it is so much fun. I started in the colony of Malacca down here, which is a Portuguese colony. The character I created was a Portuguese character, though I named him Marcus Aurelius. So let's just say he came from Europe in general. And after fighting around here and earning my stripes, I wanted to join a country as a mercenary where I wouldn't have to fight the Portuguese, because I figured, well, that would be kind of weird to fight my European brothers. So I moved up to this area right here in the far, far northeast, which is modern-day northeast Vietnam, and I joined up with the Mac Dynasty. The Mac Dynasty is pretty awesome. They are led by Emperor Mac Hien Tong, or as I like to call him, Big Mac, and I served them as a mercenary for a long time and was able to add substantially to their lands. The castles of Ninh Binh and Son La I helped conquer, and Zam Nua. But then I got a little tired of them. My contract expired, and I wanted to see what else this wonderful world had to offer me, because the units in this mod are fantastic. I mean, they're all so well done that it is amazing. So I went around and toured the world, and I ended up fighting for these guys as a mercenary. They're called the Lana, and they had a female Queen Giraprapa, and she seemed pretty cool, so I signed on as a mercenary for her, and I thought maybe if I played my cards right, there might be a little romance in my future. But apparently in this mod, unlike other mods, you can't necessarily romance a faction leader if she's female, so that really didn't work out. Plus, the Lana are pretty boring to work for. The Macs are awesome because there is a never-ending stream of neutral warbands who spawn called Ming deserters from, I guess, Ming, China. And they provide you with tons of money and tons of experience. The Macs were just great to fight for. So once my contract ended with these people, I wanted to kind of move over here to the west and fight for maybe Imphal or the Shan states or Marak or Mrauk-U. I don't know much about these people. This, I think, is like Bangladesh. This area right here is Myanmar, used to be called Burma. Down here we have Thailand in Ayutthaya. This is, of course, Singapore, Indonesia, Cambodia, and then Vietnam here on the coast, and Laos on the inland. That's what it is all in modern times. But what happened is I became so well known that countries started asking me to become their vassal. Unlike 1257 AD, I started off as a mercenary, not as a vassal. And so I was kind of playing my own game. And every time I said no to these countries, it would lower their opinion of me. And I thought that was probably a bad idea. So what I did was, after turning a couple people down, the Mac Dynasty asked me to become a vassal of theirs, and I agreed. They gave me the fief of Muang Et, a village. But a village is far too small for me, so I led them. Well, first of all, I conquered Savanaket and Nong Bua Lamfu with just myself and maybe a couple guys that got to come with me. So they gave me Nong Bua Lamfu. They did not give me Savanaket. So then I had a castle and a village. And finally, after seeing how amazing I was, they named me the Marshal, and I led an attack on the Laotian city of Vientiane and requested it for myself. So this is now my capital. Also, throughout that time, I wooed, courted, and married a Mac Dynasty noblewoman and she is actually in my party. And I want to say her name is pronounced Lady Mac Bick or Beak or something. I hope it's not Lady Mac Bitch, because that would be pretty hilarious. But she's pretty awesome, although I gave her amazing, awesome ninja armor that she is not wearing, which I think is a bug where if you see her in your actual capital, when you go to see her in the main hall, she loses the armor, I should say, that you gave her. Let's see here. Nope, there it is. She has a really awesome Japanese samurai armor, as you can see. I'm still dressed very Portuguese, although I do have a Mongolian-esque looking helmet and these really goofy golden shoes. Now, they're silly, I'll admit, but they have a higher leg armor bonus than any other piece of leg armor I've seen in the game. Compare them to this plated boots that only give 20. So for some reason, golden shoes are amazingly good. And that's important for my Portuguese Sergeant Cuirass, as it gives you hardly any leg armor +3, whereas most other armors give you quite a bit more. However, it has the highest that I have found so far body armor at 69. I also wield a tuned flintlock pistol and a masterwork heavy saber with a Siamese steel shield. I used to have a cataphract, but it got lame. And in this mod, unlike 1257, it appears that lame horses do not get better, which is a shame. So yeah, I look silly, but I have the highest armor I could possibly have. So I've pretty much gone around and collected every companion in the game that will not get in fights with my other companions, and I love all of them. I've put them up into 2 different groups. I have my heroes, who are basically just spec'd to fight, and most of them, however, are support, who are spec'd to do certain things for me, like pathfinding, tracking, spotting, tactics. The only skill at which I excel outside of combat is surgery. Even trade, my healer is better at it than I am. So that's that. But this mod is so much fun, and the music is so good, and I'm not playing it for you. You're not going to be able to hear it because I'm just kind of afraid that YouTube might call me out on copyright. I'm not sure where the mod makers got their music. Obviously, most mod makers don't create their own music. So I just want to make sure everything here is legit. But let me talk about the units because they are so fun, especially the Mac Dynasty units. They have, this is the wrong menu. So the Mac Dynasty, you start off with Tonkinese recruits, but they are already good right outside of the box because if you go up the militia tree, Tonkinese militia, they are both melee and ranged. They have a bow. And then if you go to footmen, again, there's better infantry with a bow. And then finally, Royal Guard or Heavy Cavalry. They're the only cavalry I think these guys field. I started off going everywhere, but now I just go straight down this path. So I start off with these guys, and these are solid units all the way up until I finally get my cavalry. Because if you recall anything from my 1257 campaign, I like all cavalry forces because you can't catch up with enemies otherwise. It gives you the element of speed and surprise. What's cool about this mod also is that there's a lot of guns. I mean, they're not very good guns for the time period, but they're guns, and my character's actually gotten quite good at it. It takes forever to load the damn thing, but it does a lot of damage. So my eventual goal is to secede from the Mac Dynasty, and it's probably not tactically very smart because I'm right in the middle of the world, but they are well placed. I mean, I don't think I've seen one enemy army who's made it into this section right here, where their main cities of Dong Kinh and Lang Son are. They're fighting pretty much constantly with the Vietnamese, or the Lê Dynasty, as they're called, and we've pretty much already killed I think they're called the Lan Zhang, I don't know the pronunciation there, but we've knocked them out of here. So I have Vientiane, and as I mentioned, Nong Bua Lam Phu. Eventually we'll have to go to war with these guys, I think. It'll be tough, but I am going to declare my independence at some point. I'll probably want to take this fortress here. I want to take Sam Nua, because it's right next to my village, and by declaring my own kingdom, I should get these villages already as part of the castles that I do own. So it'll be an interesting thing I've never done before in a Mount and Blade campaign. But this is my Great Hall, and as chosen, my banner, since I don't know much about South Asian history, and a lot of the banners have a very cool South Asian theme, or Southeast Asian, I just chose 2 swords crossed over a green background, since green is my favorite color. And this is my main hall. I just moved here with my lady. And let me just look at these awesome images. You have to look at this town, though, because this town is amazing. It looked really cool in the battle to take it. I wonder if it looks as cool just walking around. I'm going to try to get a good vantage point. Yeah, it looked really great from on top of the walls. Maybe I can climb up this kind of staircase here. That would be neat. Oh, good. All right. Excellent. It's like I'm on an elevator. I'm like slowly... Oh. Oh, no. Ah, it's not going to let me. Not going to let me on the wall. But look at... Yeah. Look at how cool that is. Just that awesome little temple up there at the top. That's my keep. I mean, this is my city. This is the city of Marcus Aurelius. I love my shield. I mean, look at how detailed that is. That's amazing. So one thing different about this mod from 1257 is you don't have to stop at every prostitute in the entire world to make your troops happy. You can actually go to the Tavern Keeper and just spend 100 gold to make your troops happy. Although I haven't had to do that in a while because my troops are ridiculously happy. And you have bodyguards. There's my raider, Davi, and Buatong, my thrower. Interesting that they're both my female companions. Oh, well, there's Win Himu. This guy's a beast. He's got his trident, so he's like Aquaman, Lord of the Sea. But just look at these units, and there's some Portuguese mercenaries. I don't really use them much. Sima used to be in my party, but he fought with everyone, so he's out. This mod is just so much fun, and the units are so colorful and interesting. And that's kind of the purpose of this series. And this is the first episode, so I might as well go a little bit more into what this series is about. Up to this point, all of my series have been really long. I've been playing games that have taken 30, 40, 50 episodes, and I play a lot of games, and I just wanted an avenue by which I could play something once or twice just to kind of show it off, but not actually have to be committed to a long series. And so this series is totally going to be a grab bag. Sometimes it's going to be AAA games that I'm playing on my own time that I just want to show off for an episode. Sometimes it'll be mods I want to show off. Sometimes it'll be indie games I want to give some exposure to, or games that I've kickstarted and maybe get early access to. Sometimes it might be multiplayer games that I'm playing with friends of mine. Really, the sky is the limit for this series, and so I'm hoping that you'll enjoy it and that it will refresh the channel a little bit and give me an option to play a bunch of stuff. One thing I've noticed about this mod is there's tons of war. War everywhere. But I'll move over here back to where my village is. There it is, Muang Et, because there's Ming rebels everywhere, and I'll show you the combat. It's really cool. But first, let's see what's going on here. I don't necessarily want to recruit any volunteers. Hello, sir. Let's see. You need grain. Sure. 6 packs of grain. All right. Happy to help you with that. And you have a pig. Do I have grain with me here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I already have 6 things of grain. So here, just have what I have. Excellent. So they love me. 46, which is good. They're my village. And my taxes are set to really low. Another thing different from 1257, where even the city of Constantinople, the greatest city in the world, was losing me money. Owning a city in this game is worth a lot. In fact, Vientiane, I have taxes set to low, and they are a very rich city. Their prosperity has risen as a result. Oh, look at that. My wife has gained a level. I don't know why it doesn't show her samurai armor in the one picture. I'm really just making her kind of a warrior. I've given her Iron Flesh, and I want her to mostly use her bow, so I'm giving her Power Draw. And 12 Strength will give her more Iron Flesh. Perfect. The longer she stays alive, the more kills she'll get, and as such, the more levels she will gain. Archery I can't teach her anymore, though, because he doesn't have Weapon Master. So, I guess two-handed weapons, why not? just wasting the points, really. But, I mean, look at these guys. Enemies, Emperor Guard. Oh, they're so cool. Here's our Tonkinese Guard. These are actually cavalry units, even though you don't see the horse. Volunteers. See, you notice I have all Lana Nobles. I have all cavalry, because that's how I like to play. But just, I mean, look at how cool. This guy looks cool. I have some brigands, because why not? Caravan guards. It's a little hodgepodge of everybody. I have not seen that there is a... Look at that. I mean, look at that awesome horse. And they have these little dart things they throw that have, like, peacock feathers on them. It's neat. Oh, here we go, here we go. See, look, it's just a constant spawn of Ming deserters. So let's take them out. And again, you really are missing out on some of the flavor with the music, because they have amazing, I guess can only say Southeast Asian inspired music. They have these options. I don't really know what the difference is. If you click take the field, lead your troops, or charge the enemy, they all do the same thing and put you in the battle. So I have no idea what the difference is. I just do lead my troops. I'm sure you can customize all kinds of things, though. Ooh, that's a little loud. Okay. So nothing fancy. Let's just charge them. We outnumber them greatly. I have my pistol as my main weapon, though I'm better with the sword. I'll show you some how the pistol works. The pistol works a lot better in sieges. I don't know if the mod makers have actually changed the battlefield terrain, but it seems like it. I mean, sometimes it feels kind of tropical. Okay, there are these Ming rebels. See? Boom. Just shot him in the face. Well, actually not in the face, apparently, according to this. But it takes forever to reload. That's the one problem with the matchlock pistol. And you miss sometimes. Sometimes I feel like having a horse is actually more of a hindrance to combat. But if you look at my Tonkinese troops, I mean, look at this guy. Look at that Royal Guard. I mean, look at him. On a cataphract. I mean, he's the coolest. Wow, we actually lost 2 people. A Lana Archer Mercenary and a Tonkinese Royal Guard. That is unusual. Nodachi. And Yamada, our trainer, has gained a level. Oh, and Shopper Kimpy, he's actually one of the mod makers. So they named an engineer after him, who, by the way, is an awesome character. He's a great engineer. He's kind of funny. He's like Dutch, or at least the character is Dutch. I don't know if the actual person, the mod maker, is. But there's Yamada. He was in samurai armor, but apparently he's disgruntled, even though he likes me in the green. That's weird. Although I'll get rid of him first before I get rid of the people he doesn't like Tipsuda. Tipsuda's a great character. Let's see, what do I want for you? You're kind of a hero. You're a trainer, yes, but I have better trainers. And anybody can be a trainer, so let's give you some strength. And another power strike. Yeah, Tipsuda is one of my best characters. Like my wife, she wears ninja armor, but she is super happy to be on my team, and she is an amazing first aid and wound treatment. It's kind of funny, though, she doesn't have surgery. So that's the one skill that Marcus Aurelius has, but she's really good at this stuff, which helps our team immeasurably. And her trade is up at 5, which, if you'll note, is impossible to achieve because she only has 6 charisma. So I can't ever raise it. If I wanted to raise it, I have to raise her charisma all the way up to 15, 16, 17, 18. I'd have to raise it to 18 charisma, and that would take forever, so I'm not going to do that. Actually, I am still the marshal, I think, although I want to get kicked out of that job. Let's see here. Who are we at war with? There actually is. This is all historical. It may not be history that I know, but it's all historical, so there really was a Mac dynasty, and perhaps I am doing it in injustice by calling them Big Macs. But, you know, I mean, I guess if somebody told a joke about the Byzantines, I wouldn't get too much upset about it. But let's see, we're at war with the Lei dynasty, which are the regular Vietnamese dynasty, and the Shan states, which are like north, what now would be Myanmar or Burma. And we're at war with the Kingdom of Lanzang, which, yep, and the Kingdom of Manipur. you've got Southeast Asian units, you've got European units and the Portuguese, and you have almost like Indian type units from Ipsal. Apparently in the next level of this mod they're going to release, there's going to have elephants and guys riding water buffalo or something like that. It just looks really cool. But so we can fight the Lei dynasty. So let's go around and look for one of them to pick on. I don't raid villages because it makes my people very unhappy. There's some right there. So as you can see here, Vientiane gives me 10,000. And again, that's low taxes. Our rent's very low. That's another 3,000, almost 4. So 14,000. So in this mod, owning a city is huge compared to 1257, where it was more of a liability than a benefit. I took the city of Quangbin for the Mac Dynasty. Although I'm going to rebel against them soon, so I don't want to get them to be too strong, because then they'll just tear us up. Oh, we've made peace with the Lanzangs. So maybe what I'll do is way down the line, after another few episodes of this series, where I just do random games, I'll come back to this game once I form my own kingdom, and I'll show you like what has changed in the world. Because with this series, anything goes, and I can pretty much do anything at any time, that is a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Oh, there's one. Here we go. This will be a tough battle. Trin Ngo. That's probably not how you pronounce it in real life. I heard you defeated Trin Kiem, and ever since I've been anxious to cross swords with you. Alright, so we are greatly outnumbered, but we are very high level. So let's see what happens. We have a 0 battle advantage. If my army was mostly infantry, I would have them set up and use their guns or arrows, but since it's mostly cavalry, there's no real loss in just charging. In fact, that's kind of what you want. They tend to charge their cavalry at you, and then once you take them down, then you take out their infantry. Like, look at this is their leader in his cataphract, which is an awesome looking horse, by the way. Where'd he go? I don't know. I've lost him. He went somewhere. Oh, he was knocked unconscious by one of my royal guards. So the one thing that kind of stinks is if you form your own kingdom, your player kingdom is based on the roster of the Thai kingdom, which is a little bit of everything. Like, you can upgrade your troops into Portuguese, into Japanese mercenaries, but I don't think overall they're as good as the Mac troops. But the cool thing is, if you own property, you can have a war minister, and you can tell him to recruit troops himself, and you can tell him what faction you want those troops to be from. And they're the lowest units, but still, the Tonkinese units are so good that I may just do that and mostly make my army Tonkinese. And I'm not hitting anything here. There we go. Now, one thing, though, is the horses in this game are, like, paper thin. You have to be very careful. That's why my cataphract got lamed. Now, there are some great horses, but they're really expensive. Like, I'm talking 150,000 expensive. So I'm not going to waste money on that. There's these merchants you find throughout the game, and they'll have amazing, like my pistol, for example, I got from a specialist merchant. It's like a top-of-the-line pistol. Where is... They're hitting somebody. Oh, there he is. Got him. Oh, this is such a great mod. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy my A Stoic Plays series, which is named kind of funny because I am not really a Stoic, although Marcus Aurelius was, so, you know, it's kind of works in that respect. Out of the way, guys, I want to shoot this dude. I guess there's nobody for me to shoot. Anybody? Anybody here? Nope. Well, let's shoot in the air. Yeah! And that's me. That is Portuguese Marcus Aurelius. I'm like Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai. I'm this white European guy who is, although Tom Cruise in that movie was American, but who's leading Asian troops against other Asian troops. 86 troops against their 4. It's not worth playing out. If you order your troops to attack, you always get deaths, when in real life you wouldn't. Or not in real life, but when you play out the battle yourself. Oh, another thing I love about this mod is that if you get prisoners, you can have them ransomed at your castle or your city. Your war guy will do that for you, which is awesome. Volunteer guards are so awesome. And look at these guys. Let's see what a veteran volunteer guard. I mean, that is so cool. Caravan masters aren't bad either, though they're expensive. So then you get all this good stuff. And now that I have my own city of Vientiane, I don't have to I can declare war on the Mac because I can sell my loot in my own city. And another good thing about this mod is that the goods merchants have tons of money. They will never run out of money. The thing is, they don't have tons of empty space, so you have to be kind of careful about that. But you can always sell your goods. So let's head back to Vientiane. Another thing I love about this mod is you have giant armies of rogue troops. One guy named Zhang Yi, who has this huge Ming army. And there's this guy. There it is, Wang Zi, which is hilarious because Wang Zi must be like the Dread Pirate Roberts from Princess Bride, because I have him rotting in my dungeon, and yet there he is, leading an army. I wish you could get some money for him. That would be fantastic, but it is not to be. I'll show you my castle before we end the episode. Your people are considerate enough to follow you. So, for example, if I go to my Lord's Hall in the fortress, my ministers are here. And they're both apparently Portuguese as well, although this guy decided to go native. And I think this is the charm of it. Chief of the Military. But yeah, you can say, can I sell some prisoners? Oh, sure. No problem. Boom. And the problem is they're all worth 50. So if you have high-level prisoners, you'll lose money, but it's the convenience more that makes up for it. Just take them all out. So now that I have Vientiane, it's going to be real easy for me to start my own nation, and it's going to be fantastic. This is my Great Hall. Show you what it looks like on the outside. I mean, look at that. Who would not want a house like that? That is so cool. Someone is raiding Nankai. Why would you do that, Okia Pichai Party? Well, I will take care of that off camera, but once again, I am Marcus Aurelius. Thank you for watching. This is a Stoic Plays, and there will be more episodes in the future of many different games. There will be no set upload schedule. I'll kind of just throw up videos when I feel like it, based on, what I'm doing. But I hope you enjoy, and please leave a comment in the comments to let me know what you think about where this new series is going. So thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.